Today, we are having fun in Fortnite Save the World. Yes, we're going to be using Double Bald Eagle, which technically means it's the Beagle, but everybody calls it the Deagle because Desert Eagle, Modern Warfare 2, or any Call of Duty ever. I'm going to be running a very specific perk combination because we are going to be aiming for the head. Fire rate, because this weapon fires very slow, and switching off between the two of them helps with that, and fire rate makes this a very, very snappy fire rate. As you might be seeing from the gameplay, you can get a lot of shots off really quick. Reload, because it reloads slowly. Chaos Agent would help in lieu of reload, but I don't want to be dashing around and screwing up my accuracy because this is going to be a very precision-based build. I am using Nature because we are in a water zone. Physical would be better versus mist monsters, and that's definitely a solid argument if you wanted to maximize this weapon, but I just want it to be good against normal enemies as well because I think that'll be good enough. I ran a mission with this already, and it worked very well. So headshot, of course, precision build. Headshot damage is actually really good. A 40% damage bonus is, on average, I believe, better than a typical crit build, and I don't want to be fishing for crits. If you wanted to maximize this weapon's damage, you could absolutely kick off the fire rate, do double crit damage, totally rocking out, run this with wafers. I might do that in a second part of this video, but right now, we're starting with this normal standard build without any help from crits, and then damage to mist monsters and bosses because it's a lot better versus mist monsters. In fact, if we compare that to damage to afflicted, you can see that damage to afflicted would do 0 damage up front, then 45, then 90, then 135. This would be like the effective damage bonus that it gives over a series of shots, and damage to mist monsters and bosses just gives you an immediate 36% damage bonus, and it just takes 5 shots for damage to afflicted to even catch up. And by that point, I've hit it several times in the head, and the affliction damage has been ticking away over time. I think it's just better to go damage to mist monsters and bosses, but if you wanted to recreate this build, you do you. And that leads us to our 6th perk. Headshot eliminations cause an explosion is what I core reperked away from. One that is working functionally, it's actually really good for crowd clearing. It is my preferred 6th perk. However, it has been bugged for years. I found this and reported it to Epic a long time ago, and it just is a really low priority bug. This 30% weapon damage is a lot when you're doing hundreds of thousands in a headshot, but it just doesn't work. So it gives some valuable crowd clearing, but in this current version of the game, it's functionally useless. Affliction, I'll save you some time, is the best way to go, especially since you're not going to be necessarily one-shotting every enemy, and afflicting them over time is a great way to do that more effectively. So Ranger Deadeye in the lead, 50% damage bonus is great. I am going to be using my abilities as well, phase shifting around, Teddy, Seismic Smash, all of this is really good. Blast on the Pass to be super tanky and consistent with Saurian Might to do some extra damage, and then I'm actually using Make It Count because this is a military weapon, which means it has a base 15% chance to crit. It's not that much extra damage, but there's not a ton you can do for pistols. This is not meant to be an extremely optimal build. I'm just having fun here. She would be much better in the lead if you were running a totally rocking out crit build, which I still might do. Locked and reloaded because we are going to be reloading. This is again where I can mention Chaos Agent. I don't want to be screwing up my aim, and for the exact same reason is why I'm not using Gunblazer Southie. He would give us a 35% damage bonus, or like 104, 105 in the lead. He would be really strong, but I don't want to be constantly readjusting my aim that way. And Coconuts, really good. Healing, damage, you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, let's hop in game, try this out, and have a little bit of fun. If you're wondering why I'm a cat, it's because the stream was having fun. Twitch link down below, but let's show just how good this weapon can be. So aiming for the head is obviously going to be bringing us 40% extra damage, and it goes a long, long way. Look at that headshot. 2-shotting enemies with ease. The enemies kind of glitch around because it saved the world, but it is really nice. Affliction, picking up some of the slack. Teammates steal my loot. It's so strong, so satisfying. Even versus a mist monster. Let's get 60%. One shot. And then Affliction could just sort of finish it off. So this weapon is, this build is not a crowd clearing loadout. Let's get that stated right away. But you can see what that fire rate allows us to do. This is like the worst possible encampment, so we're gonna be abandoning that. But look at that. Look at that accuracy. If you can actually hit your shots, it is really, really clean, super satisfying. In fact, I want to focus on you guys right here. Yeah. Boom. Headshot, headshot, headshot. He's dead. That's why I'm not using damage to afflicted either. If a 250 power level can be sat down in that amount of shots, it's not necessary to go further. But yeah, a little showcase on Ranger Deadeye, by the way. I supercharged him specifically to make his abilities do more damage. And a Teddy's not going to do, especially with no bonuses, not going to do a ton versus an encampment. These are power level 250s nonetheless, but it's still some basic extra damage. It chips away at them over time. And with my teammate support, it looks like these shielders are gone, and it's cleared the way for me to just pop some heads. So let's do this. Get an extra damage bonus plus some healing. Headshot, headshot, missed a shot, headshot, headshot, thread the needle on that. It's easy. It's great. Like, it's actually such a satisfying loadout. This is a build that I run very rarely, but somebody recommended it today on stream, and they must have gotten pretty lucky because I don't do every recommendation that I get, but this was actually on my to-do list for a long time. This is something I've done before on stream as well, and it's just immensely satisfying. If you can just hit headshots consistently, everything goes down in one shot. Now, I'm not gonna have perfect accuracy, especially while I'm recording a video, but if you can hit pretty consistent headshots, it's really fun. How about these glowing animals, by the way? Epic asked me a long time ago, like, why we hated animals, and I was like, well, I gave him a list of reasons, but one of the things we do love is that crows glow and give us loot. And then a couple updates later, a bunch of animals started glowing and giving us loot. So, you know what? People complain about Save the World a lot, but like, thanks, Epic. I appreciate that because now there's more ways to get loot. And a lot of people ask me like how to get Sunbeam, how to farm stuff. And this is not a farming guide by any stretch of the imagination, but I can easily say killing glowing animals, doing target practices, doing storm chests, and just recycling everything you get because you actually, oh, it's going to pay me to recycle a Deagle. Oh, no, it's a judge. And look at this. It's like actually pretty decent loot for not that much amount of work. Ah, yes. I was thinking about cutting to the defense, but I did want to bully a smasher in this part of the video. Power level 160 here. Let's see. Headshot, headshot. Okay, he's rushing, and he's dead. I love this too, by the way. The Affliction just sits him down, or I'm sorry, the Impact sits him down, and then the Affliction chips him away. So you actually handle these bigger targets way easier. And like I said, this is kind of a loadout showcase, just not just a weapon showcase. So using these abilities helps clean things up. And I think we've pretty much seen what we need to see. One-shotting nurses doesn't really get a lot better than that. So yeah, I'm gonna cut away, find these modules, and get the defense going. Oh, well, one more thing real quick. Oh yeah. That was worth it. Another nurse? What? I keep trying to end this clip, but these nurses just keep wanting to die. Let's see if we can get a one shot. Ooh. All right, I'll see you guys in the defense. All right, the defense begins. Now, you might have noticed we are in a repair the shelter mission. I don't normally do that because these missions are typically easier, but I'm running it today because this mission is typically easier. We are running a Deagle, like double Deagle. We're obviously not going to be kicking out a tremendous amount of damage, but what we are going to be able to do is target some... Are you in the wall again? Yes, you are. We are going to be able to target some of these lesser quantity enemies and enjoy this build to the fullest. I don't, like I mentioned, necessarily recommend this as a super optimized must-use build, but it's super fun to try out, and I think this Repair the Shelter mission will accurately show it as such. So yeah, let's see if we can hunt some of these flingers. They're a little perfect, you know, a little spread. Oh, he keeps dodging. Oh my goodness, it's so frustrating. I was doing a lot better before I started recording a video. Isn't that just kind of how that always goes? Because this is a high accuracy weapon. You know, talking and hitting headshots is not the easiest thing to do in the world. Ask any streamer ever, but I am trying to showcase this as effectively as I can, and oh, there we go. So flingers, headshots aren't the easiest thing in the. Oh, are you kidding me? Smoke screen. All right, a little lesson, everybody. Smoke screen reduces your range weapon damage by a lot. Look at that damage. It's like a 75% reduction. I'm not gonna do anything to that. So here's what we do. We throw a couple of these, couple of drones, let my teammates handle it. They should be using the Storm King's Ravager or any high-powered melee at that. And I'll go back to make my video. If I was normally playing this mission, I'd be doing the exact same thing, pulling out a Ravager and doing what I can, but I don't want this to be a Ravager showcase. This is a Deagle showcase, so here we go. Again, not a crowd clearer, but with, you know, consistent enough accuracy, you can just take out everything pretty easily. Let me see if I can get ahead of that one. There we go. Don't want to be throwing the big boys. That's going to be a problem. Reload that for the extra 15%. I think it goes away when you switch, so she might be like a really dead perk. There might be better options. Like Wukong is one of my favorites for stuff like this. Maybe I can show a picture of him on here because there's nothing to shoot at. Wukong is really good for adding a little bit of group damage occasionally. Ooh, I stopped the flinger. Let's see if I can get them out of the air. Oh no. Come on! Okay, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Wukong is really good for some extra crowd clearing, which this weapon is sorely lacking. Like I said, the headshot elimination perk is functionally broken. It's not doing anything right now. And thank you, teammates. And that would give us some extra crowd clearing. And I guess there is somebody that I completely forgot. This just in, Quick Draw Calamity exists. I'm gonna put her on screen. She gives you a massive damage bonus to pistols. It's under a mag size of 6, but we're dealing with 2 7-round mag pistols, and I absolutely need to use her. So here's what I'm gonna do. I think we've enjoyed this standard build enough. Let's run a totally rockin' out build and throw her in support. Beetlejuice in the lead, and see how that performs. All right, so you know how earlier in the video I said it would be a for funsies build that's not hyper optimized? This is the opposite. We have Beetle just in the lead, buffing our crit damage, totally rocking out, making us crit more. We got Battle Beat in here for, you know, activating, totally rocking out. Then we got Sub Wafers for activating, totally rocking out, and healing. Then we've got Quick Draw, Calamity, and Support. I cannot believe I forgot about her. A base 20% damage bonus is so good. It's only the first 6 shots, but maybe I can reload a little early. Then we got Ranger Deadeye and Support for that 17%, and Saurian Might, who is actually pretty good. We are shooting a little faster than once per second here, but that 3% of extra damage is really, really nice. And when you get a kill with that 3% bonus damage, it actually counts for 2 kills off of Battle Beat's 10 enemy counter. So it's just kind of a faster way to activate Battle Beat. It's not going to be active every single time, but it will help out. So let's go to our schematic here and change things around. First and foremost, we are no longer fishing for headshots. We are fishing for crits, and fire rate's going to go away. We are going to shoot a little bit slower, but we are going to be critting like a truck. 570% extra damage. I know it's getting covered right now is really, really solid. Same perks for everything else for the exact same reasons as mentioned earlier. I think we're good enough to just hop in game and enjoy some carnage. Beautiful. Soon as I hop in game, we get a smasher. Got a couple of wafers stacked up here. Let's see how much we... Yeah, that... That's a lot more damage. I just let him die to affliction. Oh, and another one. Thank you, teammates. Let's see here. Boom, boom. Wow, that is significantly more damage. Holy guacamole. I missed. It doesn't matter. Another smasher. Is it Christmas already? I feel like Christmas just ended as of recording this, but here we go. Oh, no crit. And then we go. Okay. All right. Wow. So if we crit, they're basically just dead. That's the rule. I'm okay with that. All right, I know shielder bubbles are like the bane of this loadout's existence, but I just can't help myself because of that. Yeah. As long as I'm critting, I am one-shotting these fatties, and I just want to chase that feeling. If I am critting, they are dead. That's like the rule. And of course, the Rideoutskis are going to get in my way. There's really not much I can do about this. I can do that real quick and then just walk up on them when they're on the ground. And yeah, it's a little hard because I'm shooting very slowly if I'm not switching, and the fire rate's a little reduced, but it's so much damage when it does crit that it's worth fishing for. So let's move on to a target that's not covered in a shielder. And oh, I think we got one right over here. Dimension is kiting a smash over to me. Oh, I love these viewers. Thank you guys so much for helping me. Look at that damage. Just an easy 900k, 900k. Just... Okay, you know what? Headshots are fun and all, but I think I like this double crit damage. Like I said, it's a military weapon with a base 15% chance to crit. So you are critting already a little more than usual, and it is absolutely showing, especially when the team perk's active. Fun fact for anybody running this build or Outlanders with Totally Rocking Out in general, when you punch, it actually does count for your wafers. You saw the number went up down there, so it's a quicker way to get your wafer count up, especially if you have a lot of metallic objects in front of you. Oh no, I thought I had energy. I was just gonna casually dash over and kill his Mist monster, but there you go. Maybe one more for the defense. Oh no, I didn't crit. All right, just cut that from the video. Oh, never mind. I guess Seismic Smash is kind of insane. I don't know. Editor can decide. I found a module. I'm a useful teammate. Confirmed. Hell yeah. All right, the defense begins. Let's see if we got any mist monsters we can take care of, or a tree limb that we can destroy. Oh, it's so satisfying. Unless you're missing all your shots. Can I get one? Oh no. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Is the little Ben's war cry from the stream. The thing about that I was talking about is not critting. You know, I don't like fishing for crits. That's why I was running that headshot build. That's why I ran that before I recorded this segment here, because I just really prefer the consistency of headshots. I understand that it doesn't always one-shot, but not relying on crits is so much better. However, crits allow us to do some meaningful damage versus Smasher. Look at that chunk. It doesn't always chunk, but was that like 1.9 million damage? All right, teammates, thank you for letting me have this. Okay, I missed, but no headshots necessary. no headshots necessary. All right, here we go again. Thank you for freezing him so he doesn't run away. Yeah, even with Totally Rocking Out, we're not always critting, but we are eliminating smashers. consistently. Like, that's a really fun way to play. And that's, somebody was asking me today on stream while recording in between segments here, or just streaming in between segments while I wasn't recording. They were asking me if I still enjoy Save the World. And the answer is yes, honestly. Like, I play this game a couple times a week. Moderation helps keep things fresh and interesting for me, but finding builds like this and putting them in my Fun 160s playlist that you guys might very well be watching this inside of right now makes the game interesting. Oh, Ricochet, that's interesting. Because I wanted to see what this could do versus a mini-boss. I did not want to die a lot, but let's see here. Let's see what we can do versus... Okay. Okay. Okay, typically, the strength of a build is often categorized by how fast you can kill yourself versus a Ricochet, and, yeah, you know what? I think that was good. That was good. I feel like if the mini-boss wasn't Ricochet, this would have been a very, very strong combination. I mean, look at how much damage we're doing versus Smasher when we're critting. 1.9 million, I think, is what we're seeing. It might be 1.4 million. The nature numbers are a little awkward, but that was definitely 1.7. So I feel like 1.9 is very potentially what we're seeing. That was definitely 1.3. I think we got to pair that with a headshot and a crit. So let's see if there's another Smasher maybe lurking around the corner. Beautiful. There we go. That was a good amount of damage. And it doesn't matter. You know, when the enemy dies before you can even finish, like, testing it, that's a really, really good sign. I don't even have to consider headshots. Well, not necessarily. Headshots definitely do some extra damage, and the headshot multiplier on this weapon is quite high. I didn't mention something earlier, by the way. Headshot multiplier being high and strong and all that is great, but this weapon, disappointingly, actually has some pretty serious damage drop-off. The Deagle, Beagle if you want to call it that, does not do really that much at range, and it just affects this weapon. That's why I'm getting up close and personal, and that might be where the 1.9 could be coming from as well, keeping it close range. Let's do the quick reload real quick here, activate that wafer. There we go, 1.8 million for sure. I don't know where that bonus is coming from. And it's not like we're hitting consecutive shots. We're not running a soldier in the commander slot. Calamity, by the way, could be a great pick for that other build. I voted for Ranger Deadeye because I obviously forgot about Calamity in the first part of this video, but it's interesting. All the Outlander abilities are really nice. Throwing down a Teddy goes a long way as well. Like, I know this is not a lot of damage, but just doing some extra free damage, it's like throwing down a drone, and it can help versus the smaller enemies. So you're giving up some of that with a soldier, but you are doing more with suppressive fire and stay frosty. I'll show those on screen if you guys don't know what that is. Every soldier in the game has those class perks, and they do help. So that could be a consideration, especially since Calamity is giving a 60% damage bonus in the lead instead of the 50 from Ranger Deadeye. But 10% extra isn't that big of a difference, so it's kind of up to you which one you prefer. So yeah, double Deagle, super fun. Whether you're running with a headshot build or double your crit damage, it's a really satisfying way to play. You're not going to be like topping the leaderboard damage-wise every single game. You're not going to be carrying the mini-boss or anything, but it is a fun way to shake things up if you're a little bored, and I encourage you to give it a shot. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe. Check out one of these videos at the end. Leave a like. All the things that a YouTuber asks you to do, but if you do one thing, check out one of these recommended videos. I'll see you guys next time. And then